always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Kokomo, final game of the second day of the HCAC baseball tournament. It is an elimination contest. It'll be Transylvania and Mount St. Joseph. They played yesterday, and Mount St. Joseph knocked off Transylvania by a final of 7-6. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Hampton Inn and Suites, Reynolds Farm Equipment, the Morales Group, Boilermaker Local 374, Piper Logistics, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Troy Daragowski, Sean Kroll. Long day of baseball, but these two teams waited around for that third game to get done, and now they've got to win or you go home.
Yes, this is an important game. You know, both teams have already had some action today, and now it is the nightcap. And like you said, it is win or go home, and it's interesting too because we are, I don't want to say scraping the bottom of the barrel, but they're reaching when it comes to arms. And you look at the stats for both these squads, it's going to be interesting. You know, Matt Fry on the mound for the Lions right now. This is his 10th appearance, 8 starts, 7.18 ERA, and opponents written .325 against him. So that could be interesting, and we'll talk about Fry as well, or excuse me, Hale as well when Transy takes the field.
All right, first pitch, 1-0 as Dillon steps to the plate. Start time officially 8:04 tonight as that pitch is in there for a strike. Dillon hitting .319 on the year, 6 home runs and 38 runs driven in. Has 21 stolen bases coming into tonight's contest, and that pitch hit him. Well, it continues. Everybody's
and so it
getting
begins. Hit. Wow.
And that'll bring up Shiratori. Seiya Shiratori, .327, no home runs and 23 runs driven in. Dillon, as we mentioned, is a stolen base threat, 21 of 23. We've had more hit batters than I've ever can remember.
Yeah, Fry has hit 2 coming into the year. And Hale for Transy has hit 4.
That's kid stuff. We've seen that in one inning.
Yeah, but, you know, as a team, they've hit 65 guys.
Shiratori laying down the bunt. Tag's going to be laid on by Fry, but the successful sacrifice by Shiratori. And that'll bring up now Tedesco. Baxter hitting a .338, a home run, 25 runs driven in.
Now back third baseman, number 8, Baxter Tedesco.
Freshman from Louisville Trinity.
Getting a few shadows here at the ballpark as the sun beginning to set. Good cut there by Tedesco.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how difficult it is when the pitcher is letting go of the ball, arms coming through, and they're starting to pick it up. It's in the light.
Yeah.
And then it transitions into the shadow, and that can be difficult at times.
I mentioned the right fielder is going to have a difficult time still.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I mean, you can see him shading his eyes out there right now.
The 0-1 pitch is up high.
Of course, sunglasses on top of his hat, if I'm seeing that correctly, probably don't do him a ton of good.
Well, it looks good, though.
Yeah, well, that's what matters, right? Look good, play good.
That's right. The stretch by Fry. Swing and a miss. Gutzweiler behind the plate. Clements is at first. Buckle at second. Mason at short. Martin at third. Harley, Meir, and Sanders from left to right in the outfield.
Fry seems like he's got a little bit of giddy up on this fastball.
We just finished off a marathon game in the winners bracket. Manchester beating Anderson 16-11. So the top seed, that's a called third strike. Tedesco out number 2, and that'll bring up Mitchum. So the number 1 seed is in. They'll play tomorrow at 4:30, and they just wait and see who's going to get out of this one. It's either going to be these two teams, and Anderson, of course, will battle tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then the championship game right after that at 4:30. Mitchum is at 311, couple of home runs and 33 runs driven in.
He had a good game earlier today.
The pitch by Fry is outside.
And boy, you want to have some arms against that Manchester team because they were just raking all night long.
Yeah, they have to feel really good about what they were able to accomplish tonight against Anderson. And again, as he said before in that game, there's the 1-0, is how many arms is Anderson going to have by the time they potentially get there, because they have to turn around and play again at 1 o'clock and then hope they have enough arms to get to the championship game. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Mitchum.
But don't underestimate either one of these teams as well. You know, we talked about the fact that all 6 of these teams came into here believing they could win because they were so bunched up. So Anderson's got to come back strong versus the winner of this game tomorrow. They're going to go home as well.
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Mitchum. Dillon down at second base. The pitch on the way and a good cut and a foul ball. We'll go to 2-2.
Mitchum's a senior from Lexington, Kentucky. He didn't have to go far for college.
No. The break-even pitch on the way is up high, ball 3. Long look that time to Fry as he now gets the sign. Here's the pitch on the way, lifted to the right side, foul territory. Clements is there, will reach up and make the catch, and that'll do it for Transy in the top half of the first. We'll head to the bottom half, no score.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ruth Myers. I'm the Director of Nursing at Bluffton University. My background is I've been a registered nurse for 19 years. I started my career in oncology, caring for cancer patients, and the most recent 11 years of my career, I've been an advanced practice nurse as a family nurse practitioner in family medicine or internal medicine. Nursing is a great field, lots of opportunity for career growth. You'll have job security, but most of all, you'll have a meaningful career centered on taking care of patients and their families. Bluffton is a great fit for nursing. Here in our accredited program, we train our students to excel in building relationships and also in mentorship. Additionally, learning and serving in a close-knit community is very important to our students here, and we really instill the value of helping each other improve the health of our community and our world. So our students get hands-on experience all 4 years in our nursing program, whether it be clinical observation in that first year, or in subsequent years going out into the community setting where students get to apply what they've learned in the classroom, applying that didactic material in a clinical setting in the surrounding community, which is extremely valuable in providing a baseline broad knowledge about nursing, setting them up for success in their career as nurses in the future. I'd love to chat with you more. You can arrange for a campus visit, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you.
HCAC athletes lead by example on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Meir, Harley, and Harrison due up. And let's talk about the pitcher tonight for Transylvania.
Nathan Hale, 0-2 on the year, 9th appearance, second start, 0-2. 12 strikeouts, 19 walks, and batters hit .344. Wow. Against him.
29 runs driven in. He has 32 stolen bases. Swings at that pitch and hits it into center field, and Dillon is there to make the catch, one away. Here's Harley. Jordan Harley, 373, a home run, 27 runs driven in. He has 26 stolen bases, so you can see why they like to get Meir and Harley on base early.
You know, one thing that's changed during the course of the day, the ball's carrying better, no wind at all, as we saw by the multitude of home runs in our previous game, and there should have been actually more.
Yeah, we had one up until the last game, ended up with what, 3 in that game alone.
Yeah, 3 and 1 bounced off the top of the fence.
Yeah. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Harley really crowding the plate on that left side. And Hale's pitch on the way. Another swing and a foul ball. Dreyer behind the plate. Taylor's at first. Mitchum at second. Shiratori is at short. Tedesco at third with Hedinger in left. Dillon in center and McElfresh in right field. That pitch caught a piece of Dreyer.
Yeah, it bit him. Good piece of umpiring. Walking out to the pitcher to give his catcher a little bit of time. They don't call them the tools of ignorance for nothing, which is probably why I played there so much.
So you qualified, I take it.
Yeah.
Good close-up look there at number 23, Harley.
Nice classic uniforms.
Yes. Here's the break-even pitch, grounded up the middle. Shiratori charging, and what an arm on that young man.
I needed it because Harley was flying down the line.
Andrew Harrison at 279, a home run and 26 runs driven in. DHing in this one here tonight. So 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning. The pitch by Hale. There is Tedesco. The throw to first. 1, 2, 3. We head to the second. No score.
As a student at Anderson University, my biggest impact was Tri-S. My first Tri-S trip, I signed up for a trip to South Dakota. And that was my first trip ever going anywhere that was a different culture. So we went to Wounded Knee Reservation. And I always say to students after that trip, I knew that I wanted to explore everywhere, because even though we were in the United States, it felt like a totally different country that we were in. And then I got the travel bug.
I've had the pleasure of going on 3 different trials trips at my time at Anderson. I got to go to Europe with Dr. Stephanie Leiter. We went to Czech Republic, Austria, and Slovakia. Service has always been a really big part of my life. Like growing up, my parents were missionaries, so I've had international experience that way. But it's always different to go by yourself and not with people you may have known your whole life. But you get to live life together in a foreign country, so you're kind of bonded by being in a foreign environment. But you also get to kind of serve out and live out your faith together, which is a very cool experience.
Austin Taylor will lead things off for Transylvania as we move to the second. It'll be Taylor, Hettinger, and Manning all due up as Fry ready to go to work here in inning number 2. Taylor 307, a home run and 20 runs driven in. He was looking for his second home run there. There's a strike. Transylvania at 21-20 on the year. And quickly, Taylor down in the count at 0-2. The pitch by Fry is lifted foul.
These new light stanchions are just unreal.
Aren't they?
They're so cool.
The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball center field. Meir coming in a few steps. He'll make the catch, 1 away. Here's Hettinger. Hettinger this year at 265. He has 6 home runs and 24 runs driven in. And the pitch on the way, hit well into right field. Sanders going back on it. Sanders reaching up and makes the catch right at the warning track, and Hettinger gave that one a ride.
He did. Sanders kept thinking, this has got to stop carrying. It's got to stop carrying. Like he was kind of, I don't want to say nonchalanting it, but he's like, oh, I got this. Why am I still running? And then I got to reach up really high and catch it.
So I wonder why the ball is carrying. I know that we had a little bit of a light breeze, but it just seems like it is carrying more now.
It definitely is.
Pitch is high and tight now to Manning. Houston at 337, no home runs and 19 runs driven in. 2 quick outs here in the second inning as Fry's next pitch on the way is up high.
He said they're taking baseballs from Coors Field with like the Montaner still in them.
Oh, and they'd be already out of here, though. That pitch a little bit low. 3 balls and no strikes now to Manning. And that's going to be a strike. I didn't see any indication from the "there you go." I didn't see a strike call that time as Manning started to come back. First walk given up now by Fry, and here's Dreher.
Interesting. They've got, it seems like each of these teams has a guy that could play left guard for the football team.
Yeah.
You know? Just big dudes.
Bryce at 167 on the season. He takes the pitch inside. Thing is about Manning, though, is he's just not a power guy. As big as he is.
Whereas Kennedy for Manchester is.
1-0 pitch. It's low, ball 2.
Wasn't there a kid from Auburn a couple years ago that was like 270, 280 and just would hit bombs?
I don't remember.
Oh, I feel like there was.
The 2-0 delivery is in there for a called strike. The 2-1 pitch, grounded left side in the hole, Mason, and he will not get anyone as Dreher able to get an infield base hit. Now runners at first and second. And here's McElfresh.
not sure Manning could have advanced to third had that gotten through the hole anyway, but at that point, Mason, just put it in your back pocket and don't exacerbate the situation.
Yeah, we saw that earlier today where probably should have held on to the baseball as McElfresh, 214, has an RBI. And the pitch low and outside. Here's an instance here where you have Dreher and McElfresh. They're not really big-time hitters at the bottom of the order, and the one thing you want then Fry to do, let's just go after these two.
Yeah. And if they can produce not only helping to put runs on the board, which is enormous, but flipping the lineup over back to the top and hopefully keep that momentum going.
Well, we have a meeting of the minds with Fry and the entire infield. So McElfresh will step to the plate now. Runners at first and second, and this is happening again with 2 outs, which, believe me, is nothing unusual. The stretch by Fry. Here's the pitch. Up high. Long look this time by Fry into his catcher, Gutzweiler. There's the strike.
Yeah, you got 2 outs, and walks, as we have seen, walks are an absolute killer.
The 2-1 pitch hit foul. So we'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Mason, a check of the runner at second base. Here's the pitch, and hit foul again as McElfresh battling here in the 9-hole.
Looks like they're doing the thing, I think it was Texas maybe, where they pound their chest saying, I'm not going down. I'm not going down swinging. I'm going to make contact, stay alive.
The 2-2 pitch on the way is up high, 3-2. All right, runners will get a good jump right here with 2 outs and a full count now to McElfresh. The pitch, and he walked him. Bases loaded. And again, all happening with 2 outs.
Hit by pitch, base hit, walk. It's kind of like a cornucopia of how to get yourself in trouble.
Exactly.
As a pitcher.
Here is Ethan Dillon, hit by pitch in the first inning. Chance to get Transy on the board here in the second inning. Fry comes set. Here's the pitch. And he missed again.
Struggling with his release point a little bit. He's up and high, up and inside to the right-handed hitters.
The 1-0. Rip, base hit, left field. Manning will score. Rounding third is Dreher. It's cut off. It's 2-0. The ball gets away. We have a throwing error to add to it. And the runners advance. And a good start for Transylvania here in the second.
It's going to be an E5 probably there, as Martin had one in the game earlier today as well when he airmailed one into the right field.
Shiratori steps to the plate now with 2 runs across. But how many times have we seen it where you get those first 2 outs and Getting number 3 is really difficult. And a visit to the mound. The entire infield came in last time. This time the pitching coach will come out. Always curious what is being said in a situation like this. We'll just try to settle the right-hander down a little bit.
You know, I'd love to see Mike's on the – no.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's a terrible idea if you can just keep him from saying bad things.
That's true.
You just have to agree not to.
I think what you'd have to do is you wouldn't be able to play it live, like do it like the mic'd up segments where you record it and you can pick out certain things.
So here is Shiratori, 0 for 1 tonight, and nearly got hit by that pitch. If there's anybody a long way from home, this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Fry in trouble here in the second. And that pitch riding inside.
Shiratori wanted to let it hit him, but just didn't quite snag him.
2 balls and no strikes. Base hit will score at least 1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And Fry needed that one.
He's living too much in middle in to the right-handed hitters. He needs to try and paint more of the outside edge of the zone against these righties.
High chopper, that'll be Martin. Low throw and dug out by the first baseman Clements. He just saved a possible 2 runs right there, but 2 across for Transylvania. They're on top 2-0.
Founded in 1855 as the South's first interracial and co-educational college, Berea is committed to ensuring that financial barriers never limit a student's potential. For more than 130 years, we've upheld a powerful promise: no student pays tuition. We also cover housing, food, and fees for most students. We've relied primarily on endowment earnings as well as critical government partnerships to make this possible. Federal and state grants provide $6.4 million, about 10% of our annual budget, through Pell Grants, scholarships, and Work College's funds. These essential resources support critical student services, including our nationally recognized labor program, where each student gains practical work experience to complement their classroom learning. This support, along with our endowment, allows Berea to prioritize student success over tuition fees, empowering graduates to lead, serve, and achieve their dreams. I'm Julian, a senior communication major. Thanks to federal and state support of Berea's mission, I and every other Berea College student can focus on our dreams rather than debt.
I want to thank the following organizations for their donations, including the Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, Oscar's Pizza, Jimmy John's, the Coca-Cola Company of Kokomo, the Greater Kokomo Visitors Bureau, and of course, Hampton Inn and Suites. We head to the bottom of the second. It'll be Sanders, Jake Sanders, .395, 6 home runs and 48 runs driven in. And the first pitch is low for a ball.
Lights are almost ready to take effect here as we're at the dusk hour.
I'll tell you, last night it did kind of feel as that pitch is outside. It kind of felt like the players were having a difficult time picking up the baseball when it did get dark and the lights were on.
That's interesting.
2 balls and no strikes now to Sanders. 3-0. Martin on deck, and he's a very dangerous hitter. There's a strike. Winner will turn around and play at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's ripped into left field. Henninger is there, makes the catch, one away. Here's Brendan Martin, 362 on the season, 9 home runs and 47 runs driven in. Those 47 just one behind Sanders at 48. A .611 slugging percentage from the left side. The pitch in there for a called strike.
Not a small young man at 6'5".
Pitch is outside. Yeah, he kind of towers over a few of these guys, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
But that strike zone a little bit bigger, too, now. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and hit foul.
Product of Cincinnati Elder.
Oh my, oh my. Can I give you another oh my?
One more?
Oh my. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, and swung on, another good cut there by Martin.
He's also a catcher, man. Being 6'5" and a catcher, holy smokes.
That is huge. The 2-2 pitch. That's up high. So full count now to Martin. Look out.
I'm going to assume that was the roof and not anything else.
I wouldn't assume yet till you go out there and look.
Yeah, I know.
Got him. 2 away. That's a good at bat right there for Martin, but how about that pitch by Hale?
Yeah, that was a nice outer half up in the zone. Looks tasty and just couldn't catch up to it.
Ethan Mason at 306, a home run, 33 runs driven in. Hale set to throw, and his pitch is up high.
You know, both guys kind of up in the zone, but it seems like Hale's better at knowing where he wants to be high in the zone.
This will be popped up into right field. McElfresh is there. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hale. We will head to the third, 2-0.
The Discovery Program was designed for students coming out of high school who show academic potential and maybe they don't meet one of our initial admissions requirements here. So the program is designed for these students to have extra tools for success, such as skills building classes, as well as access to our Learning Resource Center. There's 3 different admissions requirements for the program. The first thing that we're going to need is an essay. This is just explaining why you think you'll be successful here at Bluffton University in our Discovery Program. There's no word count, no format or anything, just you explaining why you'll be successful here. The second thing we'll need is a recommendation form. This is just a form that I email to you, and you can give it to your teacher or a guidance counselor and have them fill it out. And once I get both of those, we go forward with an interview with Jackie Slinger. She is our Director of Academic Development Services here, and that is the last requirement we have. The submission process is very simple. All you have to do with the essay and recommendation form is send them directly to me at my email address, and then the interview, that's something that I'll set up. I'll find a good time for you and Miss Slinger, and we'll get that all set up for you. So after I receive all these materials and you get your interview done, we'll move forward in making an acceptance decision, and I'll reach out to you within 2 to 3 days directly over text message, and I'll let you know if you were accepted into the program. I'm very excited to meet you. I'm excited to read over your essays and recommendation forms, and I'm hoping to see you here at Bluffton University soon.
Baxter Tedesco will lead things off here in the third as he swings at that pitch. A high fly ball, shallow right. Buckles there will squeeze it for out number 1. That'll bring up Mitchum. Mitchum is 0 for 1. Transylvania on top of this one, 2-0.
Just thinking about the hotels these guys are staying in. Anderson for 1, and whoever wins this game tonight, I don't know if there's enough ice in the ice machines for all the arms they're going to have to try and get ready for tomorrow.
And hit foul. Well, that's why they tell you don't get into that loser's bracket.
Yep.
Pitching is at a premium, especially at this level, just to find enough arms to go through an entire season and then survive a tournament like this. Fly ball right field again. Sanders coming in will make the catch, 2 away. It's not impossible, but it makes it a lot tougher to manage when you're using as many pitchers as we have seen today, and especially again, Anderson was just running him out there left and right, but he just couldn't get outs.
Yep.
Here's Taylor, 0 for 1 tonight. There's a strike. You'll find out Monday, though, where you're going to go, the winner of this tournament, where they'll go in the NCAA Division III tournament. No balls and 2 strikes now to Taylor. So I guess the way I look at it, you'll have time to rest if you don't make it, so you better get them all out there.
That's true.
Hit foul. And it is so hard to make it to the NCAA tournament because you're not probably going to get an at-large bid.
No.
So you're going to have to win the thing to get there. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of these guys because, again, there's no guarantee you can come back and win this tournament next year. No matter how many good arms you have. Pitches outside.
That is the truth. Look at you, spitting facts.
It's me, a man of philosophy, too. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning here in the third. 2-0 Transylvania.
Posting on social media back in December, I think 2022 was when I was on winter break from Earlham. And I kind of just started it to, give you something fun to do as well as hopefully make an impact on other baseball players. Within the first week, I had a video get over 500,000 views, and I thought maybe I'm onto something here. And I just kind of ran with it after that. We are at Victory Field in Indianapolis, Indiana, where I'm getting ready to play a banana ball game against the Savannah Bananas. My mom is a big fan of the Savannah Bananas, and she's always wanted me to play for them. She's always told me, you're a great player, you got the talent, but you need something different, right? Everyone's got something on Bananas that they bring to the table that's not just baseball related. So I come home one day, and there's a unicycle in the living room. And my mom's like, I figured it out. You're gonna learn how to ride a unicycle to play for the Savannah Bananas. And I laughed. I'm like, all right, Mom, I'll give it a shot. I'm still not there with riding it, but I started a TikTok series about that of me riding this unicycle. Hello, and welcome to day 9 of riding a unicycle until the Savannah Bananas offer me a contract. And that got the attention of Barry Aldrich, who's one of the recruiters. And after that, he sent me a DM on Instagram saying they had an opportunity in Savannah, and I signed my contract last April 2024. And I signed that contract to play for the Visitors, who acts as a developmental team for the Savannah Bananas organization. And hopefully you'll see me on one of the main Banana teams next year.
Back here in Kokomo as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Clements, Gutzweiler, and Buckle all due up. Clements on the year hitting at .244 as he takes the pitch low and outside.
Hale has faced the minimum so far.
Yes, he has. The 1-0 pitch, grounded right side, the hop to Taylor. He'll flip on to Hale, and there is one away. That'll bring up Gutzweiler. Gutzweiler, 272 on the year, 3 home runs and 23 runs driven in. This guy right here has been, I think, behind the plate just about every pitch of this tournament.
Oh, to be young again.
Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Yeah, but you do that a lot, you're going to be old quick.
Yeah.
Old knees.
When you get old, yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
The 0-1 pitch. Hit well into left field. Hedinger going back on it, and he will not get to it. That hits at the base of the fence. And Gutzweiler into second base with a stand-up double. 7 in a row retired by Hale up to that point.
Maybe that is the spark that the Lions needed to get their bats going.
Austin Buckle, a .299 hitter, making his 43rd start. He, along with Harling, Meir, in fact, those are the only 3 that have started and played in every game. So now a runner in scoring position, the number 9 hitter, and a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. First time these two teams played back, seems like forever ago, but it was only yesterday afternoon at 1:15. Mount St. Joe won at 7-6. We ended up with 3 one-run games to begin the tournament, including that extra inning game between Manchester and Mount St. Joe. Pitch is going to be swung on and hit foul.
Look alive over there.
One ball and 2 strikes.
I think the lights are kind of settling in a little bit better now.
Yeah. The pitch on the way, and it's high and inside.
I mean, not only have there been a ton of batters that have been hit today, like the number of pitches high and tight as well.
Here's the break-even pitch. Reaching out and poking. That one is Buckle, charging Shiratori. The throw to first in time. It'll advance the runner to third. So 2 away, and here's Meir at the top of the order. If you think about Mount St. Joseph, you go back to the win over Transy, they really could have been playing in that winner's game if they end up holding on to that lead.
Yep.
And
against Manchester, yeah.
Things change so quickly. Good look here at Meir, 0 for 1 tonight. And the first pitch is low for a ball.
And how much you have to dig yourself out of the hole just from that early loss.
Yeah, they would have been riding high in that game against Anderson. Breaking pitch called strike. And again, a lot of it has to do with momentum, and they very well may have won that game against the Ravens. And now they got to fight back. The 1-1 pitch, low for a ball. The Transylvania crowd thought that was a strike.
Always interesting how when they're taking a pitch this close, they follow it all the way to catcher's mitt.
Now the 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gutzweiler down at third as Hale works from the windup. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Reached out, poked into right field. That'll be a fair ball. Run will score. Meir heading to second. McElfresh finally gets it back in, and a double. A run-scoring double for Meir, and it's now 2-1.
Nice piece of hitting, going the other way, taking what the pitcher gives you. All right, it's on the outer half. I'm just going to shoot it to the right field. Right down the line. Got himself a ribeye. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Here is Harley, 0 for 1 tonight. Chance to tie the ball game. And the pitch low and inside for a ball. The Transy crowd, they're not happy, are they?
Well, like we said, what fans are ever happy with umpires?
Me. I love all umpires. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ouch.
Oh, boy. That'll get you.
Well, he's going to have to take a moment here because that hurt. That hurt me.
Yes, that was nasty.
Makes you want to quit baseball.
Like, he can't even sit still. That's how much pain he's in.
That tells me that was a square-on hit right to the leg and probably at the shin area, would be my guess. One day we'll do a tutorial video in which we will have Keith Myers demonstrate what it's like to get hit on the shin with a baseball. What do you think? We're trying to get him to do that with lacrosse, too, if he can get him in goal.
Oh, yeah.
Have those guys singing it.
You know, there's like that commercial during the NHL playoffs where they put the goalie on and they put all the pads on him and they start shooting at him.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. that one hurt.
Harley going to get a little run in here to see if he's going to be okay. He's probably thinking, you know what, I probably should have put one of those shin guards on.
Yes.
I know a lot of players don't like it. It doesn't feel natural, I guess, but how many knocks to the legs do you get before you put one on? He'll have a big knot in his leg later tonight. Might have one now.
Oh, he definitely probably does.
1 ball and 1 strike. Harley back in. The pitch on the way, and a breaking ball is low.
I mean, did you see the shiner that Fernando Tatis Jr. had the other night when he got hit in the forearm, and they come out to look at him, and it's already just nasty.
Dude. The 2-1. That's into right field. Diving, and did he make the catch? No. McElfresh, good effort. The run will score, and Harley delivers the tying base hit. So Harley stays in, gets the benefit of that at bat after taking that shot off the leg. That'll bring up Harrison. And we're tied at 2 apiece, and Dreyer out to talk with Hale. He was sailing along. He got the first 7 that he faced here tonight, and now Gutzweiler a double by Meir, and a single by Harley, and it's a new ball game. You know, when I see those things that you mentioned, like you just showed me the picture there, that baseball is a little harder than the body, isn't it?
Yeah, just a tad.
So Harrison 0 for 1. Runner takes off, the pitch outside, the throw down, and the glove comes off of Mitchum with the baseball.
That's crazy. That's kind of like the Cubs were playing the A's, and perfect throw. The throw was there, and Ian Happ slid in, and the umpire goes, tags him out. But then when the fielder came up, the glove came off, and Ian Happ's like pointing down at the glove and the ball going, it's right there. He's like, oh, wait, sorry, no, you're safe.
Doesn't happen a lot.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike to Harrison. The go-ahead run down at second base. The pitch by Hale is way outside. He is not the same guy who got the first 7. Takes a deep breath right there. Harrison Now the 2-1 pitch. Outside again.
Did you turn off the Pacers game for good luck?
For some reason it's shut off. Maybe that's why.
Probably better.
3-1 pitch. Jammed in, popped up. Mitchum in shallow right field makes the catch, and that ends the threat here in the third, but 2 runs across. We're knotted at 2 apiece.
I chose Franklin College because as soon as I came on campus and I was here for a tour, I just fell in love with the atmosphere, the culture, and the community that exists here is literally unlike anything that I've ever seen or witnessed before. Something that Franklin College has really blessed me with is just an amazing group of people to call my own, just a community that I belong to. My name is Maddie, and I found my future at Franklin College.
Back here in Kokomo. Don't forget, I'm sorry, it's Marcia. All right, we got a few people to welcome on our Twitter account, including Biscuit.
Biscuit in the basket.
Joe, Becky, Brandy, John, Mike, and Marcia.
Marcia.
All from Mount St. Joseph.
Nice. Cincinnati. Represent.
4th inning. Hedinger leads things off here for Transylvania. We also want to thank our good friends, as that's going to be fouled off and almost another shot to the leg, but it will be a foul ball. Hampton Inn and Suites here in Kokomo. Enjoy free hot breakfast and free standard Wi-Fi with every stay. You can book a room right now, 765-205-3194.
And talk to
Victoria.
There you go.
The Pacers are down by 20. No wonder my phone shut off. They'd had enough too. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Hedinger.
Got them right where they want them.
Lifted high to right field. Sanders is there, and there's 1 away. Pacers had actually come back to tie that ball game. They were down by 13. Came back to tie it, and now you're down by 20. Here's Houston Manning.
Streaky.
Manning walked and scored in the second. And a breaking pitch in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Transy, the number 6 seed. They'll take a strike. Lost to Mount St. Joe yesterday, 7-6. And we got another close one here. The 1-2 pitch. Took something off that one, line to the second baseman. Buckle makes the catch, 2 away.
I thought Transy was the 4 seed and Franklin was the 6 seed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Transy is the number 4 seed. Mount St. Joe, the number 5 seed. Thank you for correcting me. 2 away.
Again, they're so close anyway.
Yeah, the later we get, the worse it's going to get, too. There's a strike to Dreyer. I'd be okay if we heard, I don't know what room Keith Myers is in, but I heard it all the way up to my room on the 3rd floor. The 1-1 pitch.
I'm on the 3rd floor, too.
I mean, the boom, 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 boom going the music all night long. I don't know what he was listening to. It might be the same stuff stuff he plays at church to get a donation. 3 balls and a strike. Dreyer back in. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Now, we remind you the last time that Transy scored 2 runs, they did it after getting the first 2 outs. Here's McElfresh.
And then McElfresh at bat, he took a ton of pitches, fouled a bunch off, and then he walked.
Fry with a pitch, and it's a called strike. Our whole day has been so much different than yesterday. That pitch is low. You had the 3 one-run games. Then even that 6-2 contest between Rose and Anderson wasn't decided till late. But today, Transy, Mount St. Joe, big scoring games with 10 and 9 runs to win, and then you had a 16-11 game. It's been a complete turnaround from what we had yesterday.
What does that mean for tomorrow?
It could be anything. Get ready. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up right side. Sanders, Buckle. It'll be Sanders who will make the catch. That'll do it for Transy here in the 4th. We're tied at 2.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
You just saw that spot there by Hampton Inn and Suites, which tomorrow morning you've already been warned. Make sure there's plenty of orange juice. Great breakfast again today. Well, we head to the bottom of the 4th. Sanders, Martin, and Mason all due up. Sanders 0 for 1. He lined out in the 2nd inning. The pitch by Hale drops in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat, foul. Nope, they're going to say it. Yep, I was going to say it's foul ball.
Yeah, hitting the opposite batter's box.
Yeah. Hale will get a brand new baseball as he is attempting to get Sanders out here in the 4th inning.
It's been such a weird game. It broke the scoreboard clock. It's all zeros.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, that is a pitches outside. That's a clock that tells you how fast the pitch is, and it's stuck on 100.
I don't think that's quite it.
No.
I mean, not that I'd want to be in the batter's box against it, but still. Oh, another guy with the shin burner.
So Sanders and Harley are like, all right.
Enough of this.
Yeah. Is not quite as bad as what Harley had. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt any less.
Truth.
The 1-2 pitch. Up high.
A little smack on your head. Smack on your own head, wake you up. Maybe I should. No, I don't think I will.
Yeah, don't do that. Pitch is outside, 3-2.
These headphones are expensive. I don't want to ruin them.
True. The payoff pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Nice pitch there by Hale. One away. Martin struck out in the second.
Yeah, I kind of feel the energy here in the booth going down too. And Keith wants us. We could take over the trivia question in the 7th inning.
We should. We
could.
We could do a coup.
Well, I was trying to think of it in a positive manner. Like, let the boss rest a little bit. Got a little surprise tonight,
Yeah.
Go chill out.
I still like the coup.
Well,
here's the 0-1.
Only if you can spell it right.
C-O-U-P, right?
That's correct.
Hey, by the way, we could tie him up and make sure we just take him out of the picture here. We have ways, Here's the 0-2. Now, you're doing the one game tomorrow, then you're leaving, right?
Currently, that is the plan. We'll see how that shakes out.
Pitch inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I've had now 4 or 5 different broadcast partners here.
You have?
Yeah. That one's Dave. Fair ball down the line is Martin. Heading to second. And we'll go in with a stand-up double. I've had 2 guys from Mount St. Joe. I've had St. Joseph. I've had you. And then I had the assistant commissioner come in and help. That's 6. Here's Mason. Well, she took over the headset, didn't
Wow,
she?
the self-righteousness of that little exchange there was pretty heavy, wasn't it?
Here is Mason. He's 0 for 1. So Mount St. Joseph trying to take the lead here in the 4th inning. And the pitch is a called strike.
Keith would probably have to clear that with the boss, though, if he wanted to go
probably
early. She's sitting right behind me.
I see that. Swing and a miss.
Out in front.
No balls and 2 strikes now to Mason. 1 away as we play here in the home half of the 4th. That one is hit up the middle, caught by the shortstop, and Shiratori is there to get out number 2.
Now, there was a smarter base running play by Martin. Knew there was a shot that could get caught on the fly and went back to the bag. Earlier today, he would have gotten doubled off.
Exactly. Clements, 0 for 1. We go from a 16-11 game to a 2-2 game in this one. Clements grounded out to Taylor, and Hale covering first in the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit hard, backhanded by Taylor. Hale covering the base again. 2 times they got Clements in the same form. We'll head to the top of the 5th. We're tied at 2 apiece.
This summer, I completed an internship at Speedway Indoor Karting, also known as SIK, and this was my 3rd summer with them as an intern. It's literally just a few minutes right down the road from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is where the Indy 500 takes place. One of my favorite things about the internship was that the director of engagement allowed me to focus more on the things that I wanted to look into. So as the summers began going by, I realized that marketing was kind of where I wanted to end up, customer service, communications, that type of stuff, which is why I ended up deciding we narrowed down my position to becoming the marketing intern. And so a lot of my day-to-day now, my main focus is social media. So I run SIK's LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I deal with customer service through that. I also make all of the social media posts. I create the content calendar for the entire year. And then I also work from home for them during the school year, so I work from Manchester. This internship allowed me to build my resume, experience things that other students may not get to experience. I feel like it'll put me in a better position to be more qualified for jobs after I graduate. Even on top of that, I've already received my first job offer from them, so my internship already gave me an opportunity outside of college, which is better than what most people can say as they're heading into the workforce. The past 2 years, I've actually never been karting inside of SIK. I've always been on the office side of things. So this summer was my first time that I actually got to go karting at SIK. And it was just a fun experience to be with my coworkers in a little more competitive setting and just be able to have fun and be around with them in our actual facility and getting to experience that. I think the fact that Manchester University is kind of gearing themselves toward more
Well, Ethan Dillon will lead things off here in the top of the fifth inning. Dillon, Shiratori, and Tedesco. Ground ball to the shortstop, Mason, and there's one away. Shiratori will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2. You know, the thing is, when you swing at that first pitch, the thing that would always go through my mind as a hitter is that I don't get hit for a long time again. Well, I got one look, and now I'm back in the dugout. There's a strike.
That is true.
And if the pitcher's throwing well, it may be 2 or 3 innings later.
Yeah.
0-2 now to Shiratori. Hit into right field. Could be trouble. That'll get down for a base hit. Shiratori on to second. Here's the throw. Not in time at a double.
Again, taking what it gives you and just going the other way with it. Shooting it down that right field line, and with his speed. It was a great play by Sanders to get over there. He got over there quick, but Shiratori just can motor and got into second base pretty easily.
Tedesco is 0 for 2 tonight, including a strikeout in the first inning. Pitch low and outside. The Hampton Inn and Suites 7th inning trivia question is only about an inning away or so. We can't wait.
As Bart Scott would say, can't wait.
2 balls and no strikes now to Tedesco.
I pull stuff from the recesses of my brain that are
way in there. Huh?
Way in there that I think only I understand.
The 2-0 pitch. Two balls and a strike. Shiratori lead down at second base. The pitch on the way is up high. The Mount St. Joseph bullpen quiet for the moment. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed.
A little bit of action down in the Transy bullpen.
I guess their mindset is, listen, if we get the lead here, get a fresh arm in there. And
and just as you mentioned that, they're starting to play some catch down there in the MSJ bullpen.
Here's your payoff pitch. Hit foul.
I feel like there's a lot more chatter.
Yeah. Yeah, it got quiet in the last game.
Yeah, not just from the dugouts, but from the crowd, too.
There's a look at the Transy bullpen.
0-0.
The 3-2 pitch on the way, hit well in the gap in left center field. Dreyer rounding, or should say Shiratori rounding third. He will score. And now Transy leads it 3-2.
Back-to-back doubles. That ball was smoked into the alley.
Here's Mitchum.
And now the activity in the Mount St. Joseph bullpen may accelerate.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little more action going on right now.
Action and urgency.
Mitchum 0 for 2. Takes the pitch low and outside. Fry in trouble again here in the 5th inning. Got through the 3rd and 4th after giving him 2 in the 2nd. The 1-0 hit well down the line, and that will be a foul ball. That would easily have scored Tedesco from second base.
That was close.
He was all over that pitch.
Yes. Just a tad bit early.
One ball and one strike as we play here in the top half of inning number 5. Winner moves on. The loser sees their season come to an end. We've been saying that a lot today.
We have.
Fly ball, shallow center. Mir coming on, and he will make the catch as Tedesco will stay at second base, 2 away. Here's Taylor.
Now batting at third position, number 5, Austin Taylor.
Taylor 0 for 2, including a strikeout in the 3rd.
But it was the bottom of the order for Transy the team that got things rolling after 2 outs.
A lot of that happening, too, after 2 outs. What a huge cut there by Taylor. Austin has only 1 home run on the year, but that was a home run cut. Tedesco at second, 2 away, and the pitch. Up high.
How you like the stirrups?
Never been a high stirrup guy.
I don't mind the high pant legs. I prefer a lower stirrup, like the old 75, like the Big Red Machine back in the day.
Well, that pitch went over the top of Taylor. He was ready to head down to first base like he had gotten hit. But the umpire said no.
Foul ball.
1 and 2. Almost had another instance where the bat just got in the way there, huh?
Yeah, crazy enough to see that once, let alone twice in one day.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, high and outside.
Oh, now Mount's bullpen is kind of slowed down some.
They have. In fact, there is nobody up there. Now the 2-2 pitch. Hit well into center field. Mears back on it a few steps, and that will do it. Here in the 5th, Transy gets a run. They lead it 3-2.
My name's Nate Chambers, and I'm a CICU nurse intern. Every day does look different. A lot of it's just assessments and medication administration. A lot of learning about all the defects we deal with here on the CICU. You never know what you're walking into, and it's part of the reason why I love my job. So I did my undergrad at the Mount. I graduated in 2019 with my biology degree. Made a very late game switch to nursing and got my master's in nursing, graduating in 2024. It was very challenging. We covered different aspects of all different kinds of sciences. We did professionalism, and so it prepared me for all things that we covered in my job. Then it also taught me how to interact with my coworkers, be professional in the workplace, and care for families and these sick kids. Dr. McPherson had the biggest impact on me. She was my PEDS instructor and then director of the program. When you think of a director of the program, you think of a very higher up that isn't going to interact with you much, but having her as a PEDS instructor, it almost was like she was one of us, and she understood how to keep us engaged, how to get the most out of our learning. I don't know, the actual science of everything we learned, I was kind of expecting to cross throughout this program, but just being able to have that light bulb moment of knowing what I wanted to do was the biggest thing. She's the reason that I wanted to work with kids. I had no interest working in pediatrics when I started the program, and I did my rotation and had my class with her, and she pretty much paved the way for me to come here. Be humble is the biggest thing. You don't know everything.
Game tested, class ready, life prepared. That's the HCAC athlete. As we move to the bottom half of inning number 5, it's Gutzweiler to lead things off as Hale back in for another inning of work, and now he has a 3-2 lead. Now the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball falls in for a strike.
Really great job done by both pitchers, each giving up 4 hits. Just one more tally for Transy than MSJ, but this inning's not over yet.
Popped up to Mitchum, easy out there, 1 away. That'll bring up Buckle, the number 9 hitter. I feel like I've been on a roller coaster ride today, the way it's been up and down. Foul. Well, if you don't believe us about how strange this game can be, if you're watching all day, you get a pretty good idea.
Mm-hmm.
This happens at all levels.
All levels.
You'll 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the end, though, if you can survive and win that title, get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. That is off Hale. And the second baseman charging in, and Mitchum. Great play by Mitchum to get Buckle for out number 2. Scored 1, 4, 3. Back to the top of the order. Here's Meir. They're going to check on Hale, and I think he says he's okay.
In the softball championships earlier today, number 3 Earlham defeats number 5 Manchester 4-3. Then number 4 Franklin defeated number 6 Rose Holman 6-4. Then Franklin defeated Earlham 5-4. And then in game 8, number 1 Transylvania defeats number 2 MSJ 3-1.
Okay,
which leads to game number 9 tomorrow. 12:30, Mount St. Joseph versus Franklin, and then Transylvania gets the winner.
There you go. Meir down on the count at 0-1, lifted high in the air to right field. McElfresh going back on it will make the catch, and that'll do it for Mount St. Joseph here in the 5th. We head to inning number 6, 3-2 Transy.
My first role model was definitely my dad, because he was an engineering major.
My mother's in this field, so it kind of got me interested in it.
The fun is actually learning it, getting through all these experiences, having people around you that you can celebrate things with. That makes it very different.
You know, this school changed my life.
Here tonight, I would remind you that the Stone Age did not end because of a lack of...
Back here in Kokomo, 3-2, Transylvania with the lead. It'll be Hedinger to lead things off. Here in the top of inning number 6, Fry back in for Mount St. Joseph, base hit. That'll bring up Manning.
Again, bottom of the order has been really strong for Transy in this game. Can they keep it going here with their leadoff man on base?
Manning walked and scored in the second inning, lined out in the fourth. Well, nearly threw that one away. Transy has had base runners in every inning other than the third. The pitch, high and tight.
Still super impressed with the outings of both these guys on the mound tonight, being lower down in the food chain, so to speak, but coaches needing them to come out and step up, and they really have.
Foul tip, throw down to second, on the bounce, he's safe. Hediger gets the stolen base.
Oh man, and Sanders is apoplectic.
Well, you better be careful. It's actually, that's Buckle, isn't it?
Was it Buckle?
It's Buckle.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Manning. And now Hedinger down at second base. Bunt laid down, coming off his Fry. He'll look to the runner, throws to first, and he almost threw that one away, but the runner did advance to third as Manning gets the sacrifice bunt down, and now it's up to Dreyer.
I don't know if we have the replay on this stolen base, but I'd love to see it if we did. Oh.
Okay, he was safe according to our producer.
According to the producer, he was safe.
Dreyer's been on base twice. Infield comes in. Pitches inside, ball 1.
Comes in late. Both middle infielders were coming in as Fry was in his delivery.
Transy trying to get the 4th run of the ball game right here. That's a foul ball. All right, take a look at it.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he got him or not.
The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Dreyer singled in the second, walked in the fourth. Possible big run down there at third base. The pitch on the way is up high. The 3-1.
You know, I honestly kind of don't mind that.
May set up a double play, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Here's McElfresh. Walked in the second, flew out in the fourth.
The problem is you here, I think, though, as a pitcher, you want to work him on the inside part of the plate because the hole's so big on the right side of the infield. Like if you try and go to the outside part of the dish, could take it the other way.
Time called there as Gutweiler had the pitcher Fry step off the pitching rubber. Charging in is Buckle, the second baseman, and swinging away that time is McElfresh.
Oh, man.
Now, you don't see that very often.
No, you don't. That is the stuff of nightmares right there as an infielder.
Will he do it again? Here comes Buckle. They'll try to take away that bunt, and then they throw to first. Now, I've never really seen that before either.
Me either, because, you know, Buckle's got to make sure to get down.
McElfresh showing bunt right here. And then he's going to swing away, but the pitch is up high.
I'm not sure I've ever seen the second baseman charging either.
I have not, especially not as deep as he is coming in. Swung on, hit foul again, and you can tell McElfresh is trying to go that side.
I don't think we'll see Buckle charging now, but there's still plenty more up the middle, so that hole is gigantic.
You know that McElfresh sees that. Buckle shifts over a little bit, and the pitch is up high, 2-2.
And without Buckle charging, McElfresh has kept the bunt on, except when the pitch wasn't a strike. And we know that, let's not mince words here, the Martin's been a little shaky over at third, throwing the baseball today.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, swinging away, and give this guy a lot of credit as McElfresh hanging tough. He is really, his effort is to get that ball on the right side.
The cat and mouse game here is incredible because every time Buckle actually charges, McElfresh will pull back and try and shoot it the other way. But if Buckle's back, he's going to keep the bunt on.
Yeah. He is showing bunt and a throw to first. Dreher doesn't have a big lead at first. They're maybe trying to catch him off guard. Here comes the second baseman, Buckle, again, and he'll swing away and got him.
That's big.
Second out. Well, that's a battle right there between McElfresh, Fry, and Buckle. Top of the order now, Dillon.
Now that center fielder, number 18, Dillon.
You could see a lot of moving parts in that whole equation there.
To me, that is the beauty of baseball.
Yeah. Is Fry done for the night?
Yep.
All right, brand new pitcher coming in. Fry did his job. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up next.
Ghost fox comes from Japanese superstition, so we spent 3 years in Japan, and that's where our winemaking really started to grow. And in Japan, when you answer the phone, you say moshi moshi, and you get a moshi moshi in response. And the idea is that foxes can't say moshi, and ghosts can't say it twice, and so you're doing that to ward off any sort of trickster spirits, and so we thought that was kind of a cute way of paying homage to our beginnings.
The first thing I think of when I think about Transy are friendships, Josh being one of them. He was one of my first friends at Transy, and that friendship has lasted for our lifetime. But we also made really strong friendships with other people there, and that is what I get from Transy, is strong friendships.
When I arrived at Transy, essentially the first person I met, we were on the cross-country team together. We met 2 weeks before school started, like so many people who show up, early for different things. They meet some of their first friends there.
I got introduced to wine very early with my May term trip, and then was able to get a job at Gene Ferris working as a wine chemist through my chemistry degree. And then I also worked on some wine research with Dr. Stevach my senior year. I think this is really all of his fault, and I'll tell him that. I went on his May term trip, and it was just so eye-opening.
So post-Transy, Mallory and I actually moved to Tallahassee so she can go to FSU. And after that, we moved to Maryland, and I started working at a vineyard and winery. Post that, went into the military for 9 years, and then after that, came back here. We wanted to produce a wine that anyone can drink. We started to do some winemaking at home, and so at that point, it was kind of a retirement dream of.
Well, brand new pitcher here for Mount St. Joseph, and let's take a look at his numbers.
Number 29, Jeff Kist. He's a 6'4" sophomore from Okeana, Ohio. He's got 15.1 innings pitched on the year, 5.87 ERA, 9th appearance, no record, 18 strikeouts, 12 walks.
First pitch is inside for a ball, 2 away. Top of the order is Dillon. 1 for 2 is hit by pitch back in the first inning. And this one lifted high in the air. Sanders near the line into foul territory, makes the catch, and Kist does his job, ending the threat here in inning number 6. We head to the bottom half of the 6th, 3-2.
Hey, my name is Ian Oshel. I'm an Anderson University grad of 2017, and I am soon to be a resident emergency physician at University of New Mexico. When I first started at AU in 2013, one of my first classes was an English class which focused on an ethnography project, which essentially means a study of a people group. I remember seeing a poster session for the Christian Center, which involves students going to the local homeless shelter and getting to engage with the homeless population of Anderson, Indiana. Instead of simply being an outreach where you serve meals to the homeless community, we had the opportunity to cross the threshold and get to eat meals with the community and get to learn about their stories and build relationships. What I initially perceived as a simplistic issue of homelessness became something so heterogeneous and so dynamic, but really expanded my perspective on the future and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. When I made the decision to go into emergency medicine, it was one that was very much as though it had fallen into my lap, realizing that all the time I'd spent at the shelter paralleled very well with all the things that happened in the emergency department. But as I reflect on my own story, I'm thankful for all the people that I got to learn from, all the stories that I got to.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Harley, Harrison, and Sanders all due up for Mount St. Joseph. Harley's 1 for 2, has a stolen base. 3-2 Transylvania. And the first pitch, check swing right back to the pitcher. And an easy out. Here's Harrison.
That was, again, it seems like they're either really long at bats or just one pitch out.
Yeah. Well, Hale will take it. Harrison 0 for 2. Pitch outside.
Winner takes on Anderson tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Pitch gets away from Dreyer. And that'll get her quicker than you think.
Yes.
I know a lot of these players want to sleep in a little bit, but you got to get here to the ballpark and get ready to go. The one team that doesn't have to will be Manchester, as they'll be able to get a little longer rest. 2 balls and no strikes.
Oh.
Apparently it must have been 3-0.
I thought that was a good-looking breaking ball right there.
I did too. So here is Sanders. We were 1 off on the scoreboard, so Sanders will step to the plate 0 for 2.
Now batting right fielder number 5, Jake Sanders.
I did hear that some of our staff members are going to sleep in a little bit tomorrow.
Oh.
It's been a long couple of days for those guys. Fly ball into center field. Dillon will reach back, make the catch. Heading back to first is Harrison, 2 away. Here's Martin. Martin doubled in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Boy, you got to be careful here because Martin does have home run power. And we have noticed again the ball has been carrying a little bit more today, much more than it did yesterday, all day long. Martin shooting for his 10th home run of the year. Fouls it off. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just outside. 2-1.
You know, he shot the ball down the right field line last at bat for a double. It does that here again. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
You bet we do. Biggie, 2-1 pitch. Good cut.
He's on it.
Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have 2 away. Harrison, the lead down at first. The break-even pitch inside. Runner takes off and a late throw.
Delayed
as Harrison
steal.
caught everybody by surprise.
Yeah, nice delayed steal there. Now you just need a single.
Tell you what, Dreyer was completely caught by surprise. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Popped him up. The shortstop, Shiratori, there to make the catch. The threat over in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Transy leads it 3-2.
A lawyer, I was a business major, and when I was in Berea, the idea of having to take colonial studies and art history and all these other things that had no direct bearing on my anticipated career path seemed like a waste of time to me. 15 years or so into my career, I realized that the general studies courses may have been the most valuable courses I took in college. Now, as a lawyer, and if I'd known I wanted to be a lawyer, I might have chosen differently my majors in Berea and be more political science, philosophy, to gaze more deeply in the realms of the mind than the very practical, very useful, very grandfather-approved business degree that I ended up getting. Before I got to law school, I was an idiot who coasted through on my natural abilities. I got to Berea, and Berea kicked my teeth in. Berea was more difficult than law school, and so while Berea may not have been directly responsible for me going to law school, Berea was responsible for me feeling infinitely confident in law school. One of my favorite quotes is, there are only really 2 types of people.
I want to thank the following organizations for their donations, including the Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, Oscar's Pizza, Jimmy John's, Coca-Cola of Kokomo, and the Greater Kokomo Visitors Bureau, as well as the Hampton Inn and Suites. Without their help, the broadcast would not be possible, as that pitch to Shiratori is low and outside, as we have made it to the top of the 7th inning.
And you know what that means.
I'm feeling it. Here's the 1-0. High chopper right side. Kist coming off the mound and throws to first. Could have easily turned around and tagged Shiratori, but there's one away.
Yeah, could have. In the major leagues, I've seen that called interference before. And they've been given first, yes.
Yeah, because he turns his back, right?
Uh-huh.
Here's Tedesco. Tedesco doubled in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. There's a called strike. Look at him studying in that trivia question.
He is.
This must be intense.
I think it's because he's got a laundry list of them. He's trying to find the best one.
Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
I've already got my answer.
You have.
Frank Tarkenton.
Or Roger Staubach. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. We're getting to what you might call crunch time now.
Yep.
There's a strike. Transy fans thought that was too low.
Kind of the antithesis of our previous game.
Yeah.
Where it was just an absolute merry-go-round on the base pass there at the end.
Well, there's another strike. I thought that was the third strike myself. I've been watching the scoreboard, and I thought it was 2-2 on that last pitch.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, listen, it's been a long day.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah. I did think it was 2-2, and he took that one for a called strike, so I actually thought that was a strikeout of Tedesco.
There's actually an umpire in Major League Baseball. He's the crew chief. But even when he's not, well, for one, he doesn't use a clicker, he uses rubber bands. So, it goes ball strikes.
Oh, really?
So he'll start the rubber band, one ball goes on this finger, two. But even when he's on the bases, he keeps the count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never heard of the rubber band thing before. They might ask the official scorer what the count was. Scoreboard's always a little bit, well, I shouldn't say always, but once in a while it's way behind. Or they're a pitch or two off.
Wouldn't think that was something that should take this long.
No. Uh-oh.
This never ends well.
It doesn't end well, does it? I think they're going to ask upstairs. They're going to have to ask the official score. I don't think they're going to believe you and me.
Why wouldn't they?
I know. We never make mistakes.
Don't be looking at us.
Now, this is another first.
We need to be like.
So I think he struck him out, but they're going to go with it 3-2.
Wow. Uh-oh. We might see some fireworks here.
If you think about it, all the games we have had so far to have, and it doesn't happen very often, but we've seen it before where you might be one off. Unfortunately, let's see if it's going to make a difference. Tedesco now 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, lifted high and foul. So it's 3-2 now.
Wah, yeah.
All that for nothing.
Well, no, because he would have been out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Nice try.
We'll stay at 3-2, 1 away. The pitch is outside. Now, wait a minute. So it says 3-2 on the board. That's not ball 4. And
what
the fans
is happening right now?
I am way off here. I don't know what's going on. The scoreboard apparently is wrong. And it misses outside. That'll be ball 4. That was one of the most bizarre bats I've ever seen.
Ever.
Here's Mitchum. And now the third base umpire is pointing down into the bullpen area. I don't know if some of the Mount St. Joseph players were being pretty vocal. So now Mitchum steps up and kissed with the pitch in there for a strike. All you need here, if you're Mount St. Joseph, get a ground ball double play right out of it, and we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that was bizarre.
That was incredibly strange.
Breaking pitch stays up high. I kept looking down. We have how many SIDs and an official scores in there someplace, and I thought maybe they would try to communicate with them. But the scoreboard was wrong as well. Ground ball right side. This could be a double play. Tag laid on. The turn, the throw, and it's in time. Double play.
Oh, there you go. And now we got the talking going.
All right, time now for the one and only Hampton Inn and Suites 7th inning trivia question. And Keith Myers is back once again. Final time of the night to bring us the trivia question right here.
Hello, fellas.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
You looked at my answers. Okay. What manager in the all-time leaders in wins with 3,731 and all-time leader in losses with 3,948?
Is this one manager?
One manager. We'll take a break. We'll let you know after this timeout.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles,
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
it matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
All right, here we go. Time for the answer here in a moment. Mason, Clements, and Gutzweiler. First pitch in there for a strike.
All-time leading wins and all-time leading losses. It's Connie Mack.
Connie Mack, good job.
Yep. I had 398 strikeouts in my football career.
Popped up left side and camping under it. Shiratori makes the catch.
I thought you had like 46 goals and 27 assists in your baseball career. Brandon Target.
Here's one away. That'll bring up Clements.
Are you good?
One away here in the 7th. Connie Mack was a manager for like 50 years.
Oh, it's unreal.
That's more than unreal. That's insane. I mean, you think about all the miles he put on.
Philadelphia
train rides.
And oh yeah.
Clements will step up. Ground ball to the second baseman. Bobbles it. And he will not recover in time. Clements safe at first base. That'll be an error on Mitchum. That represents now the tying run here in the 7th.
Second highest is Tony La Russa with 2,884.
Ah. That throw just taking Taylor off the base, and now we'll have a meeting.
He managed 7,755 games. He started managing the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1894 for 2 years, was off for 5 years, then managed the Philadelphia A's from 1901 to 1950.
Wow. I guess he didn't want to go home very much, huh?
Now, 5 World Series champions, one of the initial class of the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
There you go, and should be.
Yes.
Gutzweiler is 1 for 2, a double and a run scored in the 3rd. The tying run now is at first base. Hale's pitch popped up and out of play. Well, I honestly can say of the 40 years I've been doing sports, either through radio or internet, that is as strange of a sequence as and we've seen a lot of different things in this
Yes,
game.
we have. I've seen a score at the scores table get thrown out at a basketball game.
Pitch outside. Well, it was just like when you had the second baseman, Buckle kept charging in, trying to take away the bunt.
Yeah.
I have never seen a second baseman do that before. It's generally the first or third baseman.
Seen a football coach get thrown out and escorted out of a building?
I've never seen that yet. Runner advances to second. A ground ball out by Gutzweiler. Here's Buckle. Buckle 0 for 2. But again, you go back to the loss of the strike ball count, and again, I thought I had it 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought we had the strikeout, and then we thought when they came back, the next pitch was a ball, and it was 3-2 on the board. We thought it was a walk, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. Pitch is low and outside.
Need a 2-out base knock here. Tie this thing up.
You know, I'm curious if you could go to the official score and see what they said. I know they do it in other sports. That pitch in there for a strike. I would never hesitate as a basketball official to go to the scores table and if there was a difference in fouls and just find out what it was.
Oh, we had a game where coaches went to the table, or the referees went to the table and talked to the official score, and they took the ball and left. Too many quarters played by a varsity player, so the game was forfeited, and they just game over. They should have finished the game, but they just took the ball and left. And we're like, what is going on?
Swing and a miss there by Buckle. Well, why hang around, right? If it's a forfeit.
I guess, yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, I know a lot of officials, they're like, nah, I'm done. I get paid to do the game. It's over. I'm out of here. The 1-2 pitch, reaching out and poking it foul.
You're not like that, though.
No, I'd hang around. Kind of like I do here after games.
Yeah. You wouldn't just hop on your bike and go back home?
Never. Hale checking the runner at second. And the pitch. Fouled off again. Look out. That took a ride right into the Transy dugout.
Look alive.
Now we need a new baseball. We've run out. Two away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a lot on the line here. The 1-2 missed outside.
Six more outs for one of these squads. So it is definitely going to get tense. Even more so than it already is.
Missing the strike zone once again. Good look at the Pioneers. Trying to give Hale encouragement here. The pitch. Breaking ball, got him looking. Buckle strikes out. And that'll do it for Mount St. Joseph. We head to the 8th, 3-2 Transy.
Hi, my name is Colton Steiner, and I'm the Esports and Livestream Coordinator here at Bluffton University. Here at Bluffton University, we offer several titles in esports, starting from Overwatch, Valorant, Rocket League, Fortnite, to even some sport games, including Madden, NBA 2K, MLB The Show, and EA College Football. What makes esports here at Bluffton great is, number one, the community. So we're a smaller school in a small town, and honestly, that just feels, it creates such a tight-knit environment with gaming. So our esports center is a very spacious room, and we have 10 PCs in there that are equipped with 3070 GPUs, so those are gonna last for a very long time for the games that we play. And this place is just a great spot for people on our team to just come in, spend some time. We have a giant TV in here that we can put hook a laptop in and watch a sport game or watch a stream of another team that we're gonna play. There's just so many opportunities here where we can set you up to succeed in both esports, academically, and just in any aspect in technology when it comes to live streaming. Something new we offer here at Bluffton is an esports scholarship that range from $750 per year up to $1,250. Our esports.
Austin Taylor will lead things off here in the top of the 8th inning. Taylor, Hettinger, and Manning all due up. Kist back in. He's done a nice job since coming in for the Lions in the last half inning. And here's a fly ball into right field. That'll be a fair ball. Heading to second. Taylor, great speed. The throw is not in time. And a leadoff double by Taylor.
And the throw there kind of short-armed a little bit from Sanders.
Guess what? He is shaken up now. There's the slide. He was able to keep the foot on the base, but they're going to check him out now.
Or maybe he pulled something? Or a cramp?
Yeah, it looks like it may be a cramp. You know, the funny thing is, and it's not funny to get a cramp, but I never get a cramp doing anything physical. It's just sitting there, and the next thing you know, you get one in the back of your leg, and then you're trying not to look stupid.
The worst ones I get are on the bottom of the arch of my foot in bed. Oh.
That's not funny.
No. Especially when you've got like 3 dogs, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like...
And they're wondering, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, what is going on? And you're just trying hard not to scream to wake anybody else up, but it's just like an ice pick in your foot.
Really? You have plantar fasciitis?
I don't think so.
That's what
It's only on a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not consistent, but that's where it'll get me there sometimes.
Here is Hettinger, 1 for 3. So now Transylvania has a chance to get an insurance run right here.
It's a big one.
Clements charging in at first base. Crowd's going to help out the umpire.
Yeah,
now.
just a little.
Make sure he knows what the count is. Hettinger squares to bunt. Blowing outside. You know, there is a solution to sometimes the fans getting a little rowdy. Just have them come out and do an inning or two.
Yeah. See how well they do it.
Yeah. Pulls back. Or we could do the old Seinfeld thing and then go to their place of business and heckle them.
Yeah. I never watched Seinfeld.
I'm sorry.
Just never thought it was funny.
Didn't?
Nope. Not my
style?
humor. Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Bunt laid down. Kissed. Looking the runner back. And then the late throw to first and it gets away. Everybody is safe as Taylor heads to third. The indecision by Kist. In fact, if he would have turned and ran at the base runner, Taylor, he would have had to make a decision to go one way or the other.
Yep, that's why you're always taught, like, know where you're gonna go. If the ball is hit to me, what am I going to do? And if you're going to check on the runner, then you have to 100% like go at him. If that's the most important person is that lead runner, then that's what he needed to do there.
It appears that Taylor, he starts to come over. He may be done. And of course, he had that cramp, and he's going to be pinch ran for. Down at third base, it looks like it'll be number 10, which is coming in for Transylvania to take over for Taylor.
I think he's staying in.
Well, it looked like it was Dreyer came out. Of course, he's in the lineup. Yeah, he's going to get a sliding glove here. So it looked like he was coming out, but that's not going to be the case. Taylor will stay at third, and that's going to bring up Manning. Manning 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So now the fourth run of the ball game potentially down at third base. Throw to first, gets away, runner takes off, and you don't even have to worry about bunting here or a sacrifice as Taylor looked just fine crossing the plate.
He did.
And another mistake.
Is that E1 or E3?
Did it look catchable or was it a low throw? Let's take another look at it. Yeah, that may be on the pitcher again. And there's a called strike. Either way, it is an error that will cost him a run. So Manning now with a runner at first base. Still no outs here in the top of the 8th inning. 4-2 your score. Runner takes off. This one hit into right field. Sanders may get a double play. Makes the catch, but a bad throw to first. As Hedinger back in time, there's one away.
He definitely had a shot, but just like on the Shiratori, I think it was Shiratori. No, it was Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get a good solid throw off and had a shot at him.
Here is Dreyer. He's been on base 3 times, including a base hit back in the 2nd inning. And he jumps out in front at 1 ball, no strikes. Tuno. The pitch by Kist, and it's in there for a called strike, 2-1.
He definitely could use pitcher's best friend right here.
Yeah.
You've got to keep the damage to an absolute minimum.
Strike 2.
Especially self-inflicted as it has been with Kist with the both throwing errors.
The break-even pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 3. 2 away. Big strike out there for Kist. Here's McElfresh. I was trying to check and see if they had given the pitcher both of those errors. Yep, both the errors went to the pitcher. Throw down, tag laid on. Did he hold on? Yes. And Hediger out stealing. And a nice finish for the half inning as we will head now to the bottom half of inning number 8. We stay at 4-2, and we're going to come down to the wire in this one, and you see the throw right there.
It looks like they're bringing in their closer.
So let's see if Transylvania is going to try to close this out as quickly as they can. And coming into the lineup now for Transylvania, as you said, will be their closer.
Gabe Dillard. He pitched earlier today.
Yes, he did.
Is not their closer. That's Matt Armstrong, number 4. But Dillard, this will be his 21st appearance after 2 days. But, you know, he's literally 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So that's probably why he is the choice.
Well, we will head now to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Meir, Harley, and Harrison due up for Mount St. Joseph. Meir tonight is 1 for 3 with a double in the 3rd. He scored a run, one of the 2 runs that Mount St. Joseph had in the 3rd. Mount St. Joseph, their Dugout, bullpen, very active right now, trying to get a rally going before this one ends, as it would possibly end their season. First pitch inside, 1-0.
Well, one thing you're happy about is your leadoff guy is starting the inning.
Shows bunt in there for a strike. Dillard set to throw the 1-1 pitch. This one is hit down the line and foul. So now 1-2 to the leadoff hitter.
Right fielder McElfresh is playing really shallow.
Yes, he is. The 1-2 pitch. It's hit that way. It's going to fall in for a leadoff base hit.
And it didn't matter.
No, it didn't. Here's Harley. Harley singled in the third. He is 1 for 3. By the way, Anton Mir, 32 stolen bases. Don't be surprised if he takes off. Dillard comes set, and the pitch on the way is a called strike.
Last time Harley got himself a shin burger and looked a little worse for wear, but he stuck around and see if he can do something here.
Throw to first.
McElfresh still playing really shallow in right field, even with the left-handed hitter out.
He must know something.
Yeah, with the wheels on Harley, he gets one over his head. This could get real interesting real quick.
Lifted high in the air, right field. And coming in McElfresh and made the catch. He played that one about as well as you could expect. Here's Harrison. He must have known right there to be shallow in right field. Huh? Harrison grounded out in the first, flew out in the third, walked in the 6th inning. The pitch by Dillard, called strike. Throw to first once again. They know that Mir has the ability to steal at any time. Huge cut by Harrison.
Boy, he was trying to tie that thing with one fell swoop.
By the way, Hale tonight, 97 pitches. He threw 7 innings. Gave up 2 runs. Both were earned. Had 4 hits as that pitch is outside. 3 strikeouts and a walk.
Great performance by Hale.
Got 10 fly ball outs, 8 ground outs. Gave up 3 doubles. But he certainly, as you said, pitched well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. If Dillard decides to throw, he looked back a couple of times and got him on the outside. That was definitely not a strike.
It wasn't. That's for sure. And Harrison trying to protect. But once the backside goes, it's tough sledding there.
Here is Sanders, 0 for 3. Now 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Well, and it missed by much. Sanders back in as Dillard set to throw. He'll throw to first again. Three errors tonight by Mount St. Joseph, one by Martin, two by Kist. There's a strike. Mount St. Joseph has left 4 on base, 7 for Transylvania. The stretch by Dillard. Good thing he's not in the major leagues. They'd penalize him for that, wouldn't they?
Well, I guess, too, I mean, that runner means nothing. It's the one at the plate that matters.
That's right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch outside, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch, just outside, 3-1.
Big boys on deck, too.
Big pitch right here for Dillard. Three and two.
Just blew it by him. Just do the same thing.
So now the runner at first. Mir will get a good jump here. Base hit. May not score him, but it should get him to third.
Now they're playing really deep in the outfield.
They have a time called here, and I'm not sure if they call that against the hitter, Sanders. And I'm not sure if he was called for taking too much time to get back into the batter's box.
You're kidding me. They're going to end the game like that? Or is
they're going to end that half inning.
Sorry. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was the 9th. I haven't seen a clock ever.
Well, they're keeping it down on the field, and I believe it's the third
got
base.
Ejected.
Now the head coach for the Lions just got tossed. It was the third base coach who made the call, and he's the one
third base umpire? Yeah, I don't understand. Is he the crew chief?
I don't think so. Essentially a strikeout, I believe, of Sanders to end the half inning, and the bizarre world continues here in this final game.
Yeah, I mean, didn't ever of all the things we've seen today, we've seen at bats that haven't been as short as that.
Yeah,
I mean, it just seemed like a normal at bat that we've seen all day, and now all of a sudden it's going to be a pitch clock violation.
Well, the only thing I could think is that he got into the batter's box, the count started, and he stepped out without calling time. It'd be the only thing I could figure. And then I guess he thought since he went back in, he couldn't do that. I don't know. I mean, the rules sometimes are kind of hard to follow.
That's just one of those, it's like a fourth quarter whistle in NBA playoffs. You just kind of, if it's close enough, just let it go, you know?
Yeah. Well, we head now to the 9th. After the fireworks for the Lions, I'm sure we'll hear some kind of an explanation when we're done here tonight. So that will bring McElfresh to the plate. He was up when Hediger was thrown out trying to steal. McElfresh is 0 for 2 with a walk. Kissed back in for another inning of work. Stay at a 4-2 score, and the pitch is up high. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike.
And, at the same time, Mount's coach, he didn't do a lot, he didn't show a lot of anger, but he must have said the magic word.
Oh, yeah.
It was a quick trigger.
Yep.
That could have been mounting, no pun intended, for a while.
Yeah. 2 balls and a strike now to McElfresh. It's up high, 3-1. Well, and it wasn't the third base umpire that got him. It was the second base umpire that got him.
The ejection, yes.
3-1 pitch is low, ball 4. Leadoff walk, top of the order. Here's Dillon. Dillon tonight, 1 for 3, couple of runs driven in. And now we'll have a visit to the mound. There is a left-hander throwing in the Mount St. Joseph bullpen.
You would think that this is probably Chris Doros, the pitching coach, who probably is now the acting manager.
There he is right there.
That is warming up in the
16.
bullpen. That would be Ryan Caulfield, a 6'4" senior from Sydney, Ohio.
And we have seen him in this tournament as well. Doesn't have a ton of innings, but he's been effective. Bunt laid down, first base side, coming off his Kist. He'll just turn and throw. Good job that time by Dillon to wait, see if maybe that Kist would make a mistake, but he got the runner down to second base. And that'll bring up Shiratori. Shiratori tonight, 1 for 3 runs scored. He's left a couple of runners on base. The stretch by Kist and the pitch. Called strike. There is Shiratori right there. The 0-1. That's poked to the right side, base hit. McElfresh will be held up at third. That was a great throw by Sanders in right field.
That was definitely a much better throw than the previous couple.
Here's Tedesco.
But now you need that sharp ground ball, one of your middle infielders.
And that's going to do it for Kist. We will keep it here for the pitching change and tell you about the new pitcher. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Tedesco was up in the 7th inning when we had the whole mix-up with the balls? And
yes, it was.
Yes, it was. So you're telling me something bizarre might happen here as Caulfield comes in. His number is going into this one.
This is, coming into the tournament, he had 15 appearances, 1-0 record, 1.53 ERA with 3 saves, 17.2 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, 5 walks, and opponents hit 194.
All right, here is the situation now. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against Anderson. The winner of that game will move to the championship game against the top seed Manchester. That is a 4:30 start time. If Manchester loses, it would be the final and, if necessary, game on Sunday at noon. But Caulfield is in. Still just 1 away. Runners at first and third. Caulfield has been very effective from the left side. That pitch is low for a ball. Right now, Transy looking for that insurance run.
Yeah, another one would be huge.
The pitch. Tedesco way out in front. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tedesco has a double to his credit back in the 5th inning. Has an RBI as well. The pitch on the way is in there for strike 2.
Oh, I'd go right back there. As if he fists it, he may get it to third. Maybe a ground ball to third, but kind of nervous with Martin over there.
The 1-2 pitch lifted high in the air and out of play.
You're looking for a hard ground ball to shorter second, pop up, strike out. Those are best case scenarios for the Lions.
We mentioned a little bit ago how many runners have been left on base by the Pioneers. 7 so far tonight. 2 more out there right now. The 1-2 pitch grounded up the middle and gets through. Run will score. Heading to third will be Shiratori, and it's now 5-2. Great effort, though, by Buckle at second base. Just try to get to that baseball.
Got your hard ground ball up the middle, but it was too hardly hit and too hard.
Gotcha.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Hey, it's
been a long day.
10:22.
Yeah.
Here's Mitchum. Mitchum 0 for 4.
Man, just looked at the monitor up close. He's jacked.
Hits it to the right side. Buckle fields and throws. He gets the out, but another run scores. Tedesco to second. And that'll bring up Taylor.
Now batting at third base is number 5.
Taylor 1 for 4, runs scored. Had that double in the 8th inning. So all of a sudden now it's a 4-run lead and a strike by Caulfield. As we look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, Martin, Mason, and Clements all due up for the Lions. Transy trying to repay that loss yesterday. There's another base hit. Rounding third, Tedesco. Here comes the throw. It is off the mark, and it's now 7-2. 3 hits in the inning.
Yep.
There's another look at Harley coming up and throwing, but just not accurate enough. Here's Hettinger.
Broke it wide open here in the 9th.
Hettinger takes that pitch up high. Hettinger 1 for 4, has a stolen base. But now Taylor down at first base. Taylor picking up the RBI. And the pitch on the way popped him up. This is sky high as Clements watches that one go into the stands. 1 ball and 1 strike. Transylvania has decided to go to their bench here, as that's number 43, Camden McAtee, hitting for Hettinger. So McAtee wearing number 43. Here's the 1-1 pitch, popped it up again. This is near us.
I got it.
Got it? Now, what would have made that interesting for an even more exciting night is if it hit the window and shattered it, and then we'd be scattered. Why not, right?
Well, the Pacers are going down.
Uh-oh.
Under a minute to go, down 22.
Breaking pitch got McAtee looking to end the half inning. But 3 runs across. It is now 7-2. We will move to the bottom half of the 9th inning, and a lot is going to have to happen here for the Lions to keep their season alive. Question is, will Dillard come back, or will we see a new pitcher coming in for Transylvania? It looks like it will be number 4 who will step in. That'll be Matt Armstrong, looking for his 6th save. Well, he can't get a save here with a 5-run lead, but he's just looking to close it out. Armstrong this season making his 18th appearance. He has thrown 18 innings, 19 hits, 9 runs, 6 earned, 14 strikeouts, 6 walks. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 3, and opposing teams have hit at a 247 clip. Well, let's see how patient the hitters for the Lions will be. Martin will lead things off. Martin today is 1 for 3. Picked up a double back in the 4th inning. So now the Lions down to their final 3 outs. And they have really a big-time shift on here. Look at Mitchum, where he is at.
That's crazy.
He's actually playing in shallow right field, and they've moved McElfresh all the way near the warning track.
It looks like it does. It looks like a softball setup.
It does. Here's a called strike. Is there anything else we're going to see tonight before we get out of here?
I'm telling you, there probably is.
1-1 pitch. That's hit to the right side. Mitchum charging, and it got through. Well, now that was a little bit bizarre. It looked like to me that Mitchum would have been able to make the play there.
Yeah. I mean, they were set up perfectly. He just couldn't make the play.
Here's Mason. Mason 0 for 3. I must have missed it. Pitches up high. Can you figure that one out?
Nope. It's been Bizarro world tonight.
No kidding. Pitch up high, 2-0. I guess it doesn't matter how I score that, does it, at this stage?
Yeah.
Armstrong comes set. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike, and I know that Mason didn't like that call, but it looked like it caught the outside corner.
They did not put another error on the board for Transy, so I'm going to assume that was just a straight base hit.
Base hit. Didn't hit anything. I mean, he didn't even touch it. Pitches outside. I still don't understand why Mitchum didn't field it and try to make a play at first. Three balls and a strike now to Mason. Laid that one right in there.
Man, 3-1 and you're down 5 runs. I don't know how you take that.
I don't either. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit foul. Martin, a short lead down at first, being held on by Taylor. Payoff pitch once again. Grounded to the third baseman, Tedesco. Gets one at second, on to first, and Taylor can't scoop it, but they got the lead runner of Martin.
There's a nice turn there at second base, but the throw was a little low, and you're right, Taylor couldn't pick it, but Mitchum really turned that well. That was a nice play by Tedesco as well.
That'll bring up Clements. 0 for 3. One away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Mount St. Joseph, they have a big mountain to climb here to try to at least send this into extra innings. The pitch is low. The 1-0. Down even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good pitch.
The stretch by Armstrong, the pitch. Lined up the middle, base hit. That's going to be a gapper. Mason heading to third. They're going to score him. To second base is Clements with the RBI double. The throw is late. It's now 7-3. Gutzweiler is next.
This looks like a pinch hitter, number 9.
Well, right now the
Sean Moore
Lions are not out of this one yet. Sean Moore steps up for Gutzweiler in the number 8 hole. Sean Moore hitting .320 on the year. He has started in 26 games, has 23 runs driven in.
From Indianapolis, Indiana. I can't talk. Lutheran High School.
Swings away. First baseman Taylor covering the bag is Armstrong. 2 outs. Clements advancing on to third, and now Mount St. Joseph down to their final out.
And it's up to Buckle, who's been at the center of a lot of things tonight.
He has. But at the plate, he's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, caught looking in the 8th inning. The pitch in there for a called strike. Clements down at third. Still a 4-run cushion here for Transylvania. The 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's low and outside, 2-1.
Top of the order on deck.
Yeah. The 2-1 pitch, 3-1. Well, Armstrong's not going to make it easy. It's pretty much up to him right now. I mean, there's nobody else throwing in their bullpen.
Oh, yeah. It's his game to finish.
The 3-1 on the way, and he missed it. Now to Meir at the top of the order here for the Lions. Meir 2 for 4 runs scored, has an RBI. Transy, by the way, 7 runs and 9 hits. Not like, again, they've been stinging the baseball tonight. On the other side, only 3 runs and 7 hits for Mount St. Joseph. And he misses again.
Sometimes that 27th out is the most difficult.
Yes, it is. Meir back in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Called strike.
Meir is a senior. So you know he doesn't want to be the last out.
Yep.
Nobody does, but especially if it means your career's over.
1-1 pitch. Down the line. Fair ball. Gets by Taylor. 1 run will score. Heading to third will be Buckle. And this game will continue. Should be an error on Taylor down at first base. Here's Harley. And now a visit to the mound. Well, you saw the replay right there. Certainly a ball that Taylor should have grabbed it. Unfortunately, couldn't do it. You're going to take another look at it right here.
I think we got a pinch hitter coming up. Tyler Herbers.
Yeah, he just let that ball play him. So Herbers for Harley.
6'1" senior out of Cincinnati Oak Hills.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is, by the way, if I may say it, the tying run.
I knew you would.
Big right-handed hitter. Takes that pitch for a strike. He is hitting at 300. Couple of home runs. He has driven in 9. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
All right.
See if Armstrong has a little giddy up right here. Herber's back in.
Off speed.
The 0-2. Blowing outside.
Nice, stuck at the fastball.
The 1-2 pitch. Lined into right field, base hit. Buckle scores. It's 7-5.
Wow.
So Herbers delivers. He will come out for a pinch runner as A.J. Meyer now goes to first, and Herbers right now getting congratulated, and he should. Now, believe it or not, Harrison represents the winning run.
Oh, man. You want to talk about storybook.
Harrison steps to the plate, still 2 outs. He is 0 for 3 and takes that one for a strike.
Oh, by the way, also a senior.
Something bizarre about that, too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The stretch by Armstrong. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now the 1-1. 2-1. They say, let's load him up and then let's see what happens with the next hitter. Isn't that a little more fun here in the ninth?
Yeah, it looks like Jake Sanders is on deck.
The 2-1 pitch. Check swing foul. 2-2 with 2 outs. Anything close. Harrison, it has to be swinging here. How'd you like to be in this pressure situation?
Oh, sure, why not?
Yeah.
No big deal, you know, just the end of your career. He's hugging the plate.
He is. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. 8 hitters went to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning, but Armstrong gets the strikeout of Harrison to end the ball game, and Transylvania holds on to win it by a final of 7-5. And what a finish and a great comeback there for the Lions, but unfortunately didn't have enough. So now Transy moves on. They'll play Anderson tomorrow. That is a 1 o'clock start time.
Yes, sir.
The winner of that game will play Manchester for the championship at 4:30. If Manchester loses, we're back on Sunday at noon. But what a crazy game.
It was, big fan of the show Stranger Things. That was definitely one of those games that felt like it was in the upside down because so many things did not make sense. And yet here we are, 7-5. I mean, both squads scored 3 runs in the 9th inning. I mean, it was, oh man, it's but that's tournament baseball.
It is.
It's not just college baseball; it's tournament end of the year baseball.
And you saw a good one here. Transylvania wins. They advance. Mount St. Joseph sees their season come to an end. We want to thank you for being with us. Long day of baseball. We're back tomorrow right here on IndianaSRN.